excited to be able to update you all on all the wonderful work that's been going on over the last 18, 24 months that's led us up to where we are today. So if you can go to the next slide, Laura. This is just some fun pictures of that exciting day for us when we opened the urgent care back in October of 2019. You see our leadership in the upper left-hand corner with the mayor of Prosper, and then different colleagues that we see, and of course Peaks there to celebrate that wonderful day. So if you can go to the next slide. So when I thought about how I wanted to provide an update, it was really twofold. One, to talk about the operational success that we've had thus far, but also the experience, because really when you look at Cook Children's, those are going to be two very important pieces to the overall success of what we're doing. And so there's a picture that Spencer showed of the urgent care. On the right side, you see the volume that we've seen since opening in October of 2019. So since then, we've had over 9,000 visits in our urgent care. And of that, a big part of the expansion and the growth that we've seen up this way is a lot of families moving away from the Dallas, Fort Worth, and really up to the suburban markets. And so a big part of those people still commute downtown to those locations for work. But I wanted to notate the 9,000 visits that we've had. When you look at not 80% of that has been commercial payers, and what that means is people with jobs that are able to support these services. And so when you look at that, that's going to be a big part to the overall strategy of what we're doing. But just as important, when you go to the lower section, I think this is just as important as the operations piece, which is the experience that our families have had. And so this is going to be a big part. When you look at the feedback from our families, it's not only the services we provide, but it's the manner in which they're provided. And that's what has made Cook Children's really that differentiator among all pediatrics in North Texas. And so I just want to recognize the great work that our staff is doing. The urgent care staff have been out here. They were actually here for 9 months by themselves before any other services were provided. So they are really that front door to this community getting introduced to Cook Children's. So just want to recognize the great work that they do every day in providing all of our services on the primary care side. Laura, next slide. And then this is about our primary care presence and strategy. So of course, Cook Children's, when you look at the differentiator, it all starts with our primary care. And so when I first started almost 2 years ago, we had 14 pediatricians in this market. That has since grown to over 33 pediatricians, which is an incredible success. And when you look at that in 2020, we had over 55,000 visits in this market alone. And so on the left side, you see our presence. On the right side, I wanted to showcase, it's a heat map of where our volume is really coming from. And what you're going to see as this campus continues to grow and our strategy continues to be rolled out is a gradual presence of the more red volumes coming from the east side of the region, because that is going to once again be a critical piece. So you're really looking at Cook Children's being able to create that net that captures all the different communities within our primary and secondary service areas. So once again, in addition to the volume and the great work that our pediatricians are doing in our clinics, I wanted to showcase, some of the feedback that we've seen at all of our different, families that have visited us. And I think, some of these are great. You're going to notice a lot of these people, these are first-time visits to Cook Children's, and they're coming from, being relocated from outside of the region or from Texas, from other parts of the country, and have just been blown away, not only at the way that they're treated by the staff, but the quality of care that they provide. And so just want to recognize, while we're on the call, all the great clinics at our Legacy location, our North Carrollton, Prosper Trails, Little Elm, Louisville, Plano, Windsong, North and South Denton, McKinney, and Hebron. Thank you guys for what you do every day to make sure that our families are cared for. And of course, these clinics and our numbers will continue to grow with all the great work that CCPN is doing and opening new practices up here. Laura, next slide. About, Spencer mentioned in our MOB on the first floor, we have our outpatient surgery services. This was actually originally located in Plano the last 10 years, but was relocated up here to Prosper as a critical piece of the overall strategy. Because when we talk with the community, what's most important is that they know, unlike any other pediatric system in the region, they will be able to receive care from all different levels, whether it's urgent care, primary care, outpatient surgery, specialty care, and of course, emergent if needed. And so This group and this relationship is with 25 or 26 now community and Cook children's specialists, really focused around GI, ENT, urology, and general surgery. They do an amazing job. And last year we saw 1,500 children, a little bit over 1,500. And it's just a great piece of the overall services that we provide. And so once again, want to recognize the great work that they do. It's, when our families walk in, and Nancy and the team always talk about it, that picture on the right is the main entrance to the main lobby of the MOB. And families are always amazed at how kid focused it is and how important it is that every time that child and that family walks in, that they aren't nervous, and that there's a connection that really shows in everything we do. It has them at the core, and us always looking at it from their perspective. So want to really recognize all the great work on Spencer's team and everybody that went in to build such a beautiful building and that experience for our families. Next, we talk about our specialty care team, and what a great group we have. It's 15 specialists across 12 specialties. First and foremost, want to recognize CCPN and the amazing work that the whole group did to make sure that we had this diverse group of individuals, but also specialties almost from day one, because that's what's been, I think, most well received by the community, is that when a family comes to us, we don't say, no, we don't have that specialty. When you look at cardiology, urology, ENT, general surgery, we wanted to make sure that we were able to engage and welcome any family that needed us or any pediatrician that wanted to refer to us. And so they did a tremendous job within just a few months to have all these specialists here. But when you look on the right side, there's some more patient feedbacks, but I highlighted portions because those green parts, of course, we all know we provide great care, but once again, what's just as important to our families, and Megan Chavez talks about this all the time, is the experience, and then the way that they feel and the way they feel listened to. And every one of these mothers or parents specifically notated how that physician or that staff member made their child feel. And I think, being a parent, that is what's most important, is that we know that our child is listened to and that we are listened to. And so just want to recognize all of our physicians and staff that do such a great job, not only providing great care, but once again, really engaging that child to make sure that the whole family knows that they are our primary and our key focus in everything we do. The specialty clinics have seen a little bit over 6,800 kids since opening in July. And once again, just do such a tremendous job. And then Laura, next slide. And Spencer already touched on this, but just once again, I want to provide kind of a high level. He talked about the day one. I think in addition to, we will have that infusion center there to support HO, neurology, and a few of our other specialties. But then you look at the full build and what that's going to look like. And so once again, it's a beautiful campus, and Spencer and his group have done an incredible job through the design and the construction and the build out. And we're just so fortunate to now be on the benefiting side of that. And I just came from a chamber event who were also excited about what we're doing up here. So, with everybody on the call, whether you've been a part of the design discussions or a part of the patient care or just another facet, everything, I just want to say thank you, because, it's really our mission to make sure that we continue to bring that Cook children's level of care and experience to Prosper. And so thank you all for your time today. And if you have any questions, let me know.